I would like to pose a question to the fellas out there. What if you was engaged to get married to a beautiful woman, only to find out she had urges to be with another woman? You catch her in bed with another woman right before your wedding. Could you accept what she is and still marry her? Perhaps invite another woman into your bedroom, have kids with both, and be a family? That is the question. Hello, and welcome to My Point of View Movie Reviews. Today's review is for the 2004 Spike Lee joint, She Hate Me. This is a very interesting, controversial film back in the day. You gotta remember, during the time, the landscape was different. White collar ruled the world. If you was a white collar guy working in a big company like Enron, you was the man. You didn't really care about your employees. Only the top VIP people cared about themselves. And this is way before the alphabet got switched around, way before the LBGT, all that stuff happened. It was all about just being lesbian and being successful and wanting to get married to your partner and perhaps be impregnated, rather as artificial assimilation or pay a man to get you pregnant, and he has no parental rights. Spike Lee is a trip, because this money, it lets you know about money is corrupt. Money is the root to all evil. Even when you're successful, you feel dirty when you're making that kind of money. This movie has an all-star cast. You got Kerry Washington. Man, I forgot she was in this movie. Some of the most beautiful women you will see in life of all races are in this movie. The star character, young man in his 30s, early 30s, is working for a company kind of like a biotech company. They feel that they have the cure for AIDS. They're 75% sure they almost have it. But that 25% they're banking on that their in-house doctor will get it solved so their stocks can keep rising. All they care about stocks. And a handful of people care about the 50 million people affected with HIV and AIDS that's going to die in our country. And they truly do want to help. But in the end, it's all about the money. Mr. Mackey is the star of this film. Back then, this is way before he was Black Falcon or Falcon. Now, one of Spike Lee's boys, again, is now famous, but Spike Lee's the one that really discovered his brother. Mackey is phenomenal in this movie. You know, he's a young black VP in a predominantly white company, like I said, it's a biotech company. He's really close with the doctor that's coming up with the cure for AIDS. And like clockwork, his assistant gets coffee for everybody in the office, brings him one. He then takes one down to the doctor to have a morning talk. And the doctor is talking about life and what it means to have a career. Because career ends and it means nothing. Make all the money in the world, it means nothing if you had no one to share it with or no children to pass it on to. And he's like, this is an odd conversation. Then he gets up and leaves the room. You know, not a big deal. I'll see you later on today. The doctor proceeds to open up his window to his 40-foot floor office, jumps out and commits suicide. That's how the movie opens. You're like, okay, something is definitely wrong with this company. If the head doctor jumps out a 40-foot window to his death, not only that, he kills people along the way. He landed to the little coffee place downstairs. Kills that guy. People walking around that area, they all died. It was a mess. Then he starts questioning his own company. What's going on? What's going on? I got to find out what's really happening at the bottom of this level. This is crazy. His boss is not telling him nothing. They're giving false reports. He's working late one night, walks into the room. One of his assistants is in there with a bunch of men shredding material, shredding documents. He gets kicked out of his own office. It's crazy. He then becomes a whistleblower, which is a very unpopular thing to do, but it's the right thing to do. And once you do that, you're blackballed. You can't find work. No one will hire you. Your bank will cease all your assets. You have no money, no nothing. You are public enemy number one. So what do? You go home to mom and daddy. Mom and dad ain't slept in the same room for years. His oldest brother still lives at home with his wife and baby, so he really can't go by there to stay. He just goes by to visit to get some sound advice from his father. His father is suffering from diabetes, takes shots every day. He's in a wheelchair, fighting with his mother every day. It's a really tense time in everybody's life, and he's looking for comfort at a time where, his face is on the news. It's crazy. Got the FBI looking at him. Everybody's looking at this man, and he don't know what to do with himself. He has no money. He's walking the streets of New York at night, just trying to keep his head clear. And there's a knock at his door one night out of nowhere. His ex-fiance shows up with another woman. The ex-fiance is played by Kerry Washington, and she brings a Latin descent woman with her, and they are both, as you know, strikingly beautiful. She goes, I have a proposition for you. I want you to get me pregnant and my partner. He's like, what? We will both pay you $5,000 a piece. He fights it because I was in love with you. I caught you in the bed. She goes, look, that was 4 years ago. Get over it. I've grown. You need to grow. Obviously, you need money. I'm in a position. I make good money as a lesbian woman, and I can give you some good business. Let's make this happen. I want to have sex the old-fashioned way. I want you to put that thing in me, and let's make a baby. Now, my partner, she's not with the penis. There will be no penis between us, how she feels. But you can come into a jar, and we can go down to the place and get artificial assimilated, He's like, he had to do it. 10 grand right in front of his face. Boom, up front, boom. Take care of business. And you can tell there's love still between the two. They loved each other. It's just that she found out later on in life that she was attracted to women. And she finally experimented with that right before the wedding and realized, oh my God, this is what I like. And she kind of wanted to invite the whole situation, well, we can all get married and live together. He was like, hell no, because he's old fashioned. Business is so good for Kerry Washington's character, she brings lesbians over weekly. Look, I upped the price to 10 grand. I'm now your business partner. I want 10%. All these lesbians want kids, and they're willing to have sex the old-fashioned way, so you get to have fun. And a lot of them never been with a man. Some have been long time ago. But look, it's profitable for you and me, and you're doing a good deed. Make a long story short, he sleeps with 19 different women and get them all pregnant because he's in shape. He's a specimen of a man. He has a great body. His IQ was up there. So it's like making baby with a good breed of man. And these women are all with it. They all paid 10 grand in cash up front. Black, Latina, Asian, Indian, East Indian, Italian, Brazilian, you name it. He slept with the starting five of a basketball team. I mean, some of these lesbians were hardcore, some were soft, and all of them were very educated in their own way. It's a very intense movie, and Spike Lee loves to shoot sex scenes. He's one of the best, in my opinion, because he shows how black people make love. You know, we have a different rhythm. We have a different panache when we're in the bedroom with our partner, and he gets that on film great. None of that, Whew, yes, dear, does it feel good? Don't mess up my hair. No, black people, we fuck. And he gets that on camera. Good. I mean, wow, it's intense and sexy as hell. Well, the FBI is following him because one of the women he got pregnant was an Italian woman. You got to understand, in the New York area, blacks and Italians don't really get along. And she's the daughter of a mob boss. So how's she gonna tell her daddy, your little grandkids are gonna be little nigglets? And yeah, she's already disrespected the family by being in a lesbian relationship. So this movie gets crazy. But the FBI is following him because they see him interacting with this Italian family. So they arrest him on suspicion and throw his ass in jail. And now his public persona is out there for the whole world to see. This man is sleeping with women for money. He's a whistleblower. He's this, he's that. But the lesbian community comes together with signs. They're protesting. We love them, blah, blah, blah. So it's good. This goes all the way to Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. I'm not going to tell you how the film ends, but your morals will be questioned. You will see how money is the root to all evil. The people in these big companies you work for, they don't care about you. Do they get their justification in the end? Do they get got by the system in the end? It even references the whistleblower from 1972 during Watergate. It was a black security guard who caught the whole thing and brought the whole thing down. And you never hear about this gentleman because they blackballed him. He couldn't find work. No one would take him in. He died a lonely old man, broke. Being a whistleblower is not a popular thing to do, but it's the right thing to do. It can ruin your life. Or you can go into business for yourself, be a gigolo, or impregnate women and get paid for it and have no parental responsibilities. But something about the mentalum up here, when you see a woman that you slept with give birth to your child, there's an instant connection, and some can walk away from it and some can't. And that's the moral responsibility for Mackie's character to try to really engulf and realize what he's doing is really wrong, or is it not? 19 different women, kids, and that Italian lady had twins. So yeah, it's crazy. Give this movie a watch. It currently is on Netflix. One of Spike Lee's very controversial films, but it's an interesting take on money and how money is corrupt. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, and more importantly, leave your comments down low. I'm out. Don't hate me. It's just my point of view. Hello. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Without you, there's no me. And do us a favor, stop by the website at www.blacktastic.net and pick up some merchandise. Get yourself a hat or pick up a t-shirt. It's things like that that help keep the channel going. And also, feel free to leave a donation on the home page at www.blacktastic.net. Thank you all so much. Again, you make this so much fun. Without you, there's no me. Until next time, see you later.